Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey folks, I'm coming back to Retro GameCon this year, taking place once again at the On Center Convention Center up in Syracuse, New York from October 10th through the 12th. I'm going to be there for the entire weekend and I'll not only be cosplaying as two versions of Ruby Rose from Ruby with her Beacon Dance outfit on Friday and as a ballerina on Saturday with Zwei being there for the first 2 days as well, alongside Barbara from Genshin Impact on Sunday, but I'll be monitoring the cosplay lounge down there as well. Go to RetroGameCon.com for more information. So if you see me down there or anywhere else in the con if lucky, then by all means come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see you there. Hey guys, this is Ackley, Attack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Hornby Gorgon Express coaches that I actually got very recently that I was lucky enough to order off of eBay some time ago, and boy, I gotta tell you, it's been a long time coming, and I am thrilled on how well it actually turned out for sure. Both the composite coach and brake coach that I talked about, and of course that pretty much in that episode covering those two really helped out in the long run for sure. And I'm really glad I finally got those in my hands for sure. And surprisingly enough, yeah, I actually went ahead and actually ordered an extra composite coach for sure immediately after, pretty much sometime after that episode pretty much got released for sure. So yeah, I guess it is quite interesting to note, especially with, of course, my recent showcase video that I did sometime later for sure. And yeah, I think as of now, I'm already expecting one more composite coach and one more brake coach altogether, and I think that'll do it for, of course, what I can't gather on my part for sure. So yeah, getting 3 composite coaches and 2 brake coaches for, of course, this one. Sure, that's worth it. So yeah, but either way, with the ones I'm covering, of course, the previous episode, I'm really quite thrilled on how well they turned out for sure, and I'm glad to see that I've actually put them to good use, of course, on my layout for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, if you want to check that if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure, so no rush or anything. I'll definitely be here for sure right up until you come back, so I guess there's pretty much that up front from what I can gather, but hey, as long as, of course, I'll still be here by the time you come back for sure. I think we should be in good hands for the time being. And yeah, I guess it has been a long time coming, finally getting those coaches for sure. In fact, if anything, yeah, I guess on top of some other stuff that I got pretty much from Bachman Trains in their Thomas & Friends range, some of the more recent ones to even some that I've been long overdue to officially get in my hands as of now. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that I guess I do need to spice it up a bit and actually talk a little bit of something from Hornby for sure. In fact, if anything, I'm already getting ideas on what other bits of products from the Thomas & Friends range that Hornby used to do all those years ago for sure that I've been meaning to get my hands on in its entirety. I mean, I know eBay has gotten some pretty good options, but I do hope I'll actually finally get them in my hands for sure. In fact, if anything, if I would have enabled monetization and earned thousands of dollars, I would have immediately got them right away for sure. But hey, I'm sure what I've just mentioned will come up eventually for sure. But boy, that would be awesome if that actually does happen, so that way I can finally get all those for sure. Gotta make up for, of course, one of my many missed opportunities for sure, so yeah. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess, pretty much if anything, we've talked a lot of racing, pretty much items revolving around Thomas the Tank Engine for sure, to which that actually makes sense given to the franchise's 80th anniversary this year. Now, what have we talked about for sure so far? Well, let's see, we did talk a little bit of something from Playrail. We talked about a good batch of stuff from Bachman and a little bit of Hornby for sure. And that's just to name me a few, of course, on my front. So why don't we spice it up a bit and talk about another Thomas the Tank Engine item that we got for sure. And surprisingly enough, it's another very recent one that we actually got for sure. So yeah, looks like we're shifting gears once again for sure. And of course, we're going to be talking about a little something from, of course, the recent Motorized line of Thomas items for sure. Yeah, it's, I guess it's been a long time coming, but we're finally talking about one of those here today, so yeah, what is it I'm gonna be talking about, you may ask? Well, I'll reveal it right now, so yeah, this right here is, of course, what we're gonna be talking about here today, so yeah, looks like we're finally diving into the recent, pretty much Thomas & Friends Motorized lineup for sure. Yeah, and luckily enough, we've actually picked out a pretty good one for sure, which is, of course, on Classic Thomas. So yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting that, hands down for sure, but hey, I guess pretty much of anything, now that it's finally in my hands for sure, I think it makes sense to finally talk about this for today's episode for sure. Yeah, pretty much of anything since the start of this new range since earlier this year, or I guess if anything for the past month or so, probably by the time this episode goes live, looks like I think it's about time that we finally talk about this one for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alrighty then, well, so yeah, now that we finally got the introduction out of the way, I think it's about time that we get ourselves in to finally talk about this one for sure. Now before I actually do so, I think I might as well mention this as of now for sure. Yeah, pretty much of anything, much like the previous items for sure, you might be wondering, did I actually buy this very recently? Actually, not particularly for sure, because, well, if you actually have seen the pretty much the past several episodes that I've been putting up on this show for quite a few years now, this was actually sent over to me by one of my friends and fellow collaborators, John McDowell, aka Trainboy54. So yeah, and I think you might be wondering to yourself, wait, Trainboy54 sent you this? Well, yes, that is true for the most part, and I know what else you're thinking. Oh man, I'm getting sick and tired of course, you getting good stuff from Trainboy54. And trust me, if you do feel that way, I completely understand. In fact, if anything, how much more stuff am I going to be getting from Trainboy54 for sure? But hey, I know he's only doing it to be a really good friend, and I do understand that for sure, so yeah, I don't know how many times he's gonna be sending me all sorts of items and stuff, pretty much for me to talk about on this show, but hey, I gotta do what I need to do, so yeah, he was actually kind enough to actually send this over to me not too long ago for sure. Yeah, complete with, of course, this small little letter that he actually attached as well, so yeah, and of course, I'll go ahead and read it in case a lot of you guys are wondering. So yeah, with of course this letter saying, and I quote, "Dear Ben, wishing you best of luck when you check out the new 2025 Motorized 80th Anniversary Classic Thomas. If there's anything else that you want or need besides it, I'll look it up at Walmart or search on eBay to find it for you. Enjoy the new Motorized Thomas Train Pack. Your friend John McDowell, aka Trainboy54." Well, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, and yeah, we'll definitely see what comes up for sure, so yeah, but although it is quite interesting seeing how I've been talking about a good chunk of Thomas items this year for, of course, the 80th anniversary, and, well, I guess seeing how the new Motorized range came out as of this year for sure, I think it makes sense to finally give one of those a fair shot because, well, literally, I guess since the day they were first announced, I did have high hopes for, of course, this one, so yeah. And I haven't really got around to actually picking those up for myself for sure, but I guess thanks to Trainboy54 sending me this, I think it makes sense for me to finally give my own take on, of course, what I thought of course, one of these for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much all I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this one. Alright guys, well, here we are back down to the floor with, of course, the Motorized Classic Thomas right in front of us for sure, and I guess quite obviously enough, I think we might as well start off with, of course, my first impressions from, of course, the box, and I gotta say, my first impressions from what I've actually seen, I think it definitely looks really good for sure. I mean, yeah, I guess literally from what I've actually seen by far, I really do think the front of the box showcasing pretty much Thomas with, of course, the troublesome trucks in this one really is quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I think they're really delivering on the selling point, of course, what it's actually providing for sure, and I guess, surprisingly enough, if you were to ask me, pretty much a while back earlier this year, I did talk about some of the new announcements and stuff. Of course, some of the new Thomas merch that we'll be getting for the 80th anniversary for sure. Some pretty much we didn't get, which actually bummed us out, but other times there are some that we did get that really impressed us for sure. And surprisingly enough, the new Motorized lineup is definitely one of them for sure. And I can tell from, of course, the prototype image that we got earlier this year, I actually have been expressing interest for sure, and I was really looking forward to that, hands down for sure, and And yeah, and I can tell from, of course, some other Thomas YouTubers that I have talked to for a long time now, for sure, actually can tell you the same thing. So yeah, literally from the front of the box, from my gather, I can tell Thomas actually looks really nice, and the troublesome trucks still kind of look as they are in the previous motorized range, for sure. But it really is giving me a nice little. A nice little tease of course, what we're going to be expecting for sure. And, of course, pretty much of anything from the box, from what I can gather, I will say they really did put in a lot of hard-working effort in, of course, this one for sure. Like, obviously enough, seeing how it is the franchise's 80th anniversary, they do have this nice little stamp on the front, and, of course, part of the top, which is actually quite nice. And another thing I can give them credit for is that they did actually bring back Thomas as he looks in the CGI era for sure, which I will say, that was actually quite nice of them for sure. In fact, if anything, yeah, say what you will about the CGI era for sure, but it did give us some pretty much some nice, good seasons and some good episodes for sure. Let alone some specials and movies that really do nail it on the head for sure. So yeah, and if you think pretty much of anything the CGI era nowadays is terrible for what it is, particularly someone who actually hates the Andrew Brenner era, well, all I can say is, have you been living under a rock your entire life? Because, well, you seriously need to go outside and touch some grass more. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and even I think the sides, I will have to say, are actually nicely done. And I guess quite obviously enough, the back actually gave us a bit of information and stuff from what I can gather. So yeah, I guess pretty much either way, from my first impressions, hands out, I can definitely tell that pretty much of anything, the people at Mattel and Fisher-Price really wanted to give the new motorized range a fair shot for sure, just to see pretty much see if they can actually improve themselves from the previous motorized range for sure. And I know that's saying a whole lot as someone who actually used to collect Tomy and Trackmaster items from back in the old days for sure, but I haven't really delved into it nowadays for sure because, well, pretty much that's it. Merchandise lineup hasn't been faring up nowadays compared to the some of the good stuff that we got in the past. Which is why I'm actually sticking with Bachman with their Thomas & Friends range as of now. So you kind of get the idea, so yeah, but either way, I guess with what I'm seeing, based on my first impressions from the box alone, I'm actually in for a really nice treat for sure. But I guess if anything, we might as well go ahead and get this thing opened up for sure. And luckily enough, I do have my trusty pair of scissors to help out with part of that, So yeah, and of course I think we might as well go ahead and see what we can do on, of course, that front. Oh yeah, there we go. So, alright, so let's see. Oh, okay, got one. So let's see if we can find a way to get the other one. So without cutting my finger. So, alright, I think that should do it. So, oh, yeah, there we go. And alright, I'll just set this aside, and as well as this, so, alright, well, that's one part down, so, alright, and, well, I guess we might as well get this thing, oh, I think we might be getting somewhere, oh, yep, okay, looks like, everything is out of the box for sure, and, well, that's not in reference to the Playhouse Disney show out of the box. I'm just only saying that because we finally got the product out of the box for sure. So yeah, Disney, don't sue me, okay? So, alright, so now that we finally got that out of the way, yeah, looks like we might as well start off with, of course, Thomas for sure. And yeah, I have to admit, from what I'm actually seeing, looking at it up close and personal, pretty much the new motorized Thomas actually looks really good for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, yeah, you can definitely tell from, of course, pretty much the way he's shaped down and everything, to, of course, pretty much his face, to, of course, his body, and, of course, his wheels and everything. He actually does look really impressive, I'm not gonna lie. And even the paintwork and the detailing they put into him, for sure, really is quite amazing, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I can definitely tell they really actually did an impressive job, and of course making this new version of Thomas for sure. And I guess I will admit the new switch that they actually have on top to turn him on and off is actually very creative, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I can definitely see right here they actually did. They really did a great job with, of course, Thomas for sure. He really does look really nice. And, of course, the new Motorized lineup for sure. Again, that's even in comparison to the previous lineup. Yeah, the previous Motorized range for sure. Let alone pretty much looking like his All Engines Go version for sure. But however, my only gripe that I actually have with, of course, this one is that, for while I do like pretty much a bit of a detailing they actually did, and they really nailed it on the head with, of course, how he looks for sure, I will admit there is a lack of paintwork being done, of course, both his whistle and, of course, the lamp irons for sure, yeah, I think that's the one thing that really griped me a bit from, of course, what I'm seeing for sure. I do felt that would have been something they would have actually worked out on to still make this all the more impressive for sure, let alone be 100% perfect in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion for sure. The rest they actually did for, of course, this one is actually very nicely done for sure. And yeah, really is quite impressive to actually look at, and I really do think they did a good job, of course, this one. And of course, for the two troublesome trucks that we actually got right here, yeah, I will say they're not that bad for sure. Yeah, I can definitely tell they really do nail it on the head with, of course, the faces for sure, and I guess pretty much the way they're shaped out for sure. Yeah, I will admit they're a little bit too blocky from what I can gather for sure, but again, they actually did a good job, and of course, making them look like the troublesome trucks that we know for sure. And even, I guess, the boxes and crates that are included in, which, yeah, looks like they are removable for sure. Yeah, I think they did a good job, and of course, including those in for sure. And I'm impressed with, of course, how well they turned out for sure. And not to mention, also with a bit of a detailing here and there, like you can definitely see there's a bit of rust spots from what I can gather for sure. And yeah, again, I will say details like that really do impress me in such a way. And yeah, I do think they did an impressive job, of course, on that front. So yeah, I guess with, of course, what I've actually shown you for sure, I really do think they did an impressive job with, of course, Thomas and the troublesome trucks for sure, and yeah, really is quite impressive to actually look at for sure. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, how will they fare up once we actually get them going? Well, let's go ahead and get some batteries in and get my track set up and, well, find out for ourselves. Alrighty then, well, I guess it took me a bit of time for sure, but it looks like I did finally get pretty much this oval pretty much layout of Trackmaster track set up for sure, and well, I think it looks like we're about to give the Motorized Classic Thomas a massive test run for sure. And for those who are actually wondering, well, surprisingly enough, the process to actually get the batteries into this thing is actually pretty easy for sure, because yeah, luckily enough, pretty much I did manage to pretty much get this instruction manual that fell out by the time I opened up the packaging for sure, and it is what it is from what I can gather. So yeah, But either way, I think the process of unscrewing pretty much unscrewing Thomas to get the batteries in was actually pretty easy for sure. And yeah, pretty much got those in just fine. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's gonna turn out once we actually get it going for sure. And yeah. I know, hands down, based on my first impressions, it definitely looks pretty good, but I'm quite curious to see how it's going to run for sure, because, yeah, I'm just as curious as you are for sure, because, yeah, if it actually is going to deliver what it promised for sure, then I think we might as well do exactly that for sure, So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So with that being said, with the batteries in for sure, I think we can now go ahead and give this a massive test run for sure, just to see how it's going to fare up for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So with that being said, let's go ahead and switch this thing on and, well, see what happens from there. So yeah, here we go. Alright, well, I guess pretty much from the looks of it, it looks like this thing actually runs really good for sure. So yeah, literally with what you've just seen right here, it actually runs very smoothly for sure throughout this entire oval track from what I can gather. And yeah, I really do dig on how it actually did for sure. It really is quite nice, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do think they really nailed it by far. This is definitely pretty much what I'm hoping for, hands down, and I'm glad we actually got it right here for sure. It really is quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie, and they really deliver on the hag to a T, hands down. So yeah, I guess either way, this test run that we did really turned out great for sure, and I'm glad that of course it ran perfectly throughout this oval track for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess to conclude everything that I've just talked about, overall, the Motorized Classic Thomas that you actually saw right here, I will have to say, I really am impressed with how well it actually turned out for sure. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, there might be some parts of it that I do think could have used a bit of improving here and there for sure, but the rest, I have to say, definitely turned out really great for sure. And I really am glad that they really nailed it on the head with, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, in the end, I really do think it not only results in, of course, a really great, pretty much a really great one as part of the new Motorized range for sure, but honestly, in my opinion, this is definitely the massive comeback that Mattel and Fisher-Price needed for sure. I mean, let's face it, after what they've been through with the previous Motorized range being not as good as, of course, the early days of Trackmaster for sure, this is definitely the massive comeback they need for sure. It is, of course, on point. From what I can gather, yeah, like I said, might have a few issues that I think could have been fixed up a little bit, but the rest, I have to say, really is spot on, I'm not gonna lie, and it did result in actually a really great one for sure. So So yeah, I guess either way, I do think this is definitely well worth buying for sure. I think you're gonna be in for a really great time with, of course, this one, and I'm quite curious to see how the new Motorized range will do compared to the original, hands down. Now, I think it's safe to say that we're not going to get everything for the new Motorized range from what I can gather, because you may never know on what will actually pop up here and there for sure, but I do hope pretty much we'll see more of that later on down the road for sure, and if they can keep up with, of course, what they're doing right now, I say they're in good hands from what I can gather, so yeah. And honestly, I'm glad I finally got one of those for sure. And like I said, I owe my big thanks to my friend Trainboy54 for sending me this one for sure. Yeah, you really nailed it by far. Yeah, really enjoyed it all the way. And I'm quite curious to see what will come up next for sure if I do get more of these hands down. And that's another thing that I should mention. Do you guys want me to talk about some of the other Motorized Thomas toys that were gained very recently for sure? Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully if I do get my hands on, of course, any one of them, if, of course, I have the time and the money, I might cover them, of course, this show for sure. But then again, I have several other items that I want to talk about for sure, that I definitely need to talk about for sure, but we'll definitely see what comes up later on down the road, because you may never know what will actually happen, so yeah. But until then, I think it's safe to say that I could definitely end this episode here, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you guys think of this one for sure. I would love to know on what you guys think, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and, well, I guess, given to how well this actually did, I think we might as well end this episode here with, of course, another few laps around the oval track for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what better way to end this episode off than by having this go around the oval track? Yeah, I guess I can't get enough of it, hands down, for sure, so yeah. I think it's what I can say, of course, that front, and, well, I guess hopefully for the next episode, who knows what we'll actually cover on for sure, because, well, yeah. Even I couldn't figure it out hands down, but I guess, if anything, we'll definitely see what comes up later on down the road. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, you guys. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.